Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another webinar session for the month of February. My name is Bisi Roland from Post Service Department, Office of the Head of Service. I welcome all our members of the Association of Lagos State Retired Heads of Service and Permanent Secretaries, our distinguished retirees of Lagos State Public Service, and our 7 officers that are on right now. Good morning. Our topic today is mindset shift from civil service to self-directed living. But before we start, I'd like to call on the Director of Post Service Department, Mrs. Durodola Olushola Bukola, to declare the session open. Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, BC Roland. Good morning, distinguished participants on this call. I want to specially recognize members of the Association of Retired Heads of Service and Permanent Secretaries. You are most welcome to this webinar this morning. Distinguished retirees on this call, and also serving officers. It's a pleasure to have you on this call this morning. And I also want to use this opportunity to welcome our facilitator for today. As we have been told, the topic that we are going to be looking at this morning is mindset shift from civil service to self-directed living. For decades, most of us worked with the public service, and some of us are still working in the public service. And as we all know, the public service is an environment that is heavily regulated. We have circulars, we have rules, procedures, we have hierarchy in the public service. We have job descriptions. Our roles are properly delineated. And then we have the certainty of our income. We have a career pathway. That is how regulated the public service is. But now that some of us are retired, we live now in a period that we are self-governed, which is quite different from the kind of life we were living in the public service. Meaning that retirement is introducing a different reality entirely. So how do we manage ourselves at this time? As we know, transiting to retirement is not just about finances. It's not just about end of salaries. It also presents some psychological effect, from writing memos now deciding on your own what you are going to be doing with your time and how you want to redeploy your skills in order to also remain relevant and make impact. So this morning, we are going to be talking a lot about how we can manage ourselves in retirement, knowing fully well that retirement does not mean the end of work life. It may not mean withdrawal. It may just mean the redeployment of our skills, maybe repurposing, an end, not an end, but an evolution. So this morning, this webinar will speak to how we manage ourselves, how we remain economically relevant, how we keep making impact in our communities, in our societies, and then how we can cultivate entrepreneurial thinking and self-development. So I have a question for those of us who are still in the service. If today that your designation is taken away, who are you? What value can you still create? And some of us who are retired can also answer that question. I want you to type your response on the chat box. Who are you when that designation is taken away? So on that note, I want to declare this webinar open. Let us get our jotters, because I know we will have a lot to jot down. Let's grab our jotters, our biros. Let's take notes. Let's just relax and enjoy the session. Thank you very much for listening. I hand over to you, Mrs. Roland. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Our facilitator today is Mr. Mike Babalola, and he's the Chief Executive Officer of On Silver Bridge, Nigeria. He's a seasoned retirement transformation coach and personal development strategist who is passionate about helping professionals rediscover purpose and build fulfilling lives beyond formal employment. Over the past 9 years, he has led transformative workshops across the civil service, private sector organizations, and small, medium enterprises, where he provides practical models for mindset reset, structured career transition, and sustained relevance after retirement. Before he embraced full-time training and consulting, he served in both the public and private arms of the financial sector, and this experience gives him deep insight into the emotional pressures and operational structure of the corporate life. And this has enabled him to engage meaningfully with executives and professionals who are preparing for their next phase of life. His sessions, which have been known for their vibrancy, empathy, and practical relevance, combine engaging storytelling, behavioral psychology principles, and actionable tools. He currently leads a training and development consultancy on Silverbridge, like I said earlier, that specializes in emotional intelligence and leadership development, entrepreneurship development for professionals, personal finance and self-management workshops, and also retirement and lifestyle reinvention programs. Okay, Mr. Babalola, good morning. Welcome. Can you? Okay.
Morning, Mrs. Roland.
Morning. Yeah, good morning. Please go ahead. We are ready for you.
All right, thank you. Good morning, distinguished retirees, and I'm made to understand that we still have we have some people here that are not retired also. Privileged to be here today to honor men and women who have served Lagos State, commitment, loyalty, and excellence, and who are still serving Lagos State. I know most of us have built systems, and now we are at the gate of a new season many call retirement. But for me, first consideration, because today's session is not about endings, but it's about beginnings. It's about learning how to move from civil service, structured life to self-directed living. It's about discovering our purpose, our capacity to thrive on our own terms. On our own terms. Nobody's giving us deadlines anymore. This topic is something that normally would take 2-3 days to run it. That's what we do normally. But be as it may, I'm supposed to compress it to 1 hour. So what I will do is I might not go according to the PowerPoint there. That PowerPoint can be shared amongst us, so we can go over it again. But I'm going to try and compress this thing into 1 hour slot that I have and make it very, very meaningful. Let me say this again slowly. Retirement is not rest, it's self-management. I will share a little experience. For me, I'm a retiree also, though I'm a young one. When I was in SS3, then, finally I can remember, that was when my dad was retired. And promptly, it was a PS then. And I think it was the change in the military administration then that retired him. He was 56 when he was retired, 4 more years to go. And I can remember because my secondary school was in Jos, and remember then, he said that we go to Lagos, it's official cars, and then when we get to Lagos, we take a flight to Jos, or my dad would put 2 cars on the road and would drive all the way from Ibadan to Jos. 2 cars with drivers. And we used to like 3 of us in there. But this time around, when I was going back, remember my SS3, I think it was second term. My dad had to drive me to the motor park where I boarded the bus. There was no phone then, and they had to write down the plate number of the bus that was going. For me, then, as young as I felt bad, but I knew it was because he was no more in the service. And I can never forget the look on his face then, because he was scared. That was my first time, but we didn't have a choice. So I had to go by road in a public bus for the first time in my life, then to Jos. And from then, I begin to look at it. And other things that happened after that also. Like, remember then our house used to come into a house, come in, go out. You're always having visitors and all that. By the time he left, visitors reduced. I remember December, so we used to have hampers, stacked bumpers. So the first year, I think we had like 3. Second year, maybe 1 or so. And that was it. Now it was his turn to start giving out hampers. So where he was looking for contracts and all. So for me, it's something that is it's personal to me. I can resonate with you very well, and that's one of the things that I try to dedicate my life to make an impact on it. Which is what we're doing in our own little way here to assist the people that are retired and people that are just about to retire, trying to do so many things for them. So let me continue this. So for 30 years now, most of us, somebody has structured our life, went to resume work, went to close, when salary will drop, when leave is approved, when you are sick, take sick leave, and all that. But the moment you walk out of the office for the last time, no one manages you again. You don't manage yourself, confusion begins. So like I said, I'll be going in and out of that PowerPoint. So I think we can skip to the second page. The objectives of what we're doing today is to reframe our identity, map multiple income options, design a daily structure, launch the 90-day plan, and also I'm going to be leaving some resources. Lagos State government is doing very well. They have they have support systems for elderly ones. I think Lagos is still, when it comes to supporting the retirees, Lagos State is still number one. Most other states, they don't have what Lagos State is doing. That I can tell you, free. So I would like to ask this question. What excites us about retirement? Or what the same thing that is funny, that what excites some people about retirement is what worries another set of people. So you can type in that chat box. So I'll continue talking. What are the things that excites you most? And what are the things that give you worries? Freedom of time, new income opportunities. Let's participate in this exercise. Financial security, find the purpose, focus on health, community impact, health issues, technology skills. You can use that chat box. And let me have a feel of what we have. So we can go to slide 3. Please, can we move to slide 3, please? I would like people to please try and
I'm
participate.
not seeing your slide from this end. Your slide is not showing.
Stopped.
All right, I think I was the slides are being shared by, I think, Mrs. Roland. I think it's off now. But I think, please let me, okay, the question I asked. What are the things that excites us most now? Or what things that are disturbing us, our worries? Put in the chat box, it's going to help us so we can talk about each of them one after the other. Is it too much time on our hands? Income opportunities, new income opportunities, or lack of income opportunities? Any purpose? We have issues with technology skills.
Okay, someone said, I enjoy freedom of time.
That's good. I like the way the person put it there.
Another person said inadequacy of the CPS, monthly payment.
Right?
Limited income opportunities, yes.
Inadequacy of the monthly CPS payment. Please, what's CPS, please?
Contributory pension scheme.
All right. All right. So we're going to talk about all this. If you can get, you can be putting on, you can put in more and go out. We can still continue with that. But when I'm taking them, we'll just go over them one by one also. So I want to ask us a question, a very sincere one. How many of us have woken up after retirement and thought, so what am I supposed to do today? I'm sure we can answer that question ourselves. But don't worry, everybody gets to that point. Some people have moved past that point, some people are still there, and some people will still get there. For this session, we're going to give a clear path from uncertainty to purpose. So understanding the mindset shift. Inside the civil service, we have, life has a rhythm. Same offices, the same people, the same structure. When we're in the civil service, want some things done, we used to call, okay, I know someone in this ministry, call the person to get it done. I know someone in that ministry, there's no way we would have stayed 30 years, 35 years in a place and we'll have people at places where we can call and get things done. But suddenly we are out, the structure disappears. You come around, it's not the same like before. Then people need you also. So when you ask for things, people give to you. When you ask for support, when you ask for help, when you need something, people oblige you because you're still in the system. But when you're out, it's not the same way again. Come back and begin to hear excuses. Yes. Many retirees feel lost because outside the system, no more memos, you're the boss, salary is gone, no more memos, no more 13th leave, they are doing the Salah, they're giving us bag of rice, Christmas, they're giving us money, they're giving us bag of rice, all that one is gone. Or we are getting maybe augmentation, I don't know what's, maybe augmentation, transport allowance, or whatever is called. I know there's sometimes you get some packages and all that, but that is gone. Now, success depends on initiative, self-discipline, and creativity. Before, success was determined by how you were able to meet up with your KPI, how you're able to, do your work properly, the work you're assigned to. In government life, someone tells you what to do. Post-retirement life, you decide what matters. Let me rephrase it this way. In civil service, you serve a system. In self-directed living, you build your own system. Can I get a response for this question? What do you think is the biggest difference between employment and self-direction? What's the biggest difference? We're going to have different answers. I would like maybe one or two people to respond to this. What do you think is the biggest difference between employment and self-direction? Can we have one or two people respond, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I did like that. The difference is that in your own private space, you are the decision maker. You can plan your time. You can decide on your budget. You can decide on whom and what resources to use. But in government, there are rules and regulations guiding our day-to-day activities. And so in government, you have to play the game by the rules. But in the private space, you are your lord, you are your master, you are even your servant, you are everything. So it's easier for you to change, make a rule, cancel, bring something new, and so on. You can never just do like that in government, for sure.
Thank you for that response, ma. Can we have any other response?
Hello,
please?
ma. Mr. Babalola, please, can you hold on a bit? From our end, we didn't hear anything she said because it is echoing. I don't know, can you hear me echoing at your end?
No, I can hear you clearly.
It's echoing here because as I talk, I can hear myself talking back. But did you hear her? Did you hear what Madam Adela just said?
Yes, I heard that clearly.
Okay, you can go ahead, sir. I will check from maybe
All right.
from our end. Please go
All right.
ahead.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you. Can we know that response, please? Can we have another response, please? All right. In the absence of none, I think I'll move forward. All right. So I'll move to the psychology of retirement. In all our researches and from all the trainings we've had, workshops we've had, we've come to identify that most people struggle. About 80% of struggle is psychological after retirement. Although we think it's financial, but from the response from interactions with people, we found that 80% of the struggle is psychological. The real shock is not income loss, it's identity loss. You know, when we're at work, a director, a private secretary, assistant director, deputy director, supervisor, you get to work, someone takes your bag, someone takes your laptop bag, and that person is asking you for your coffee, get your lunch for you, everything. The driver is there. Most times, the driver even buys fuel when you're not in the car, so you don't even branch it to filling stations to fuel your car. Get things done for us. Driver is there, paid by the government. Even on weekends, driver is at your houses. Some of us, the private secretaries, you have more than 2, 3 drivers attached to you. All of a sudden, you leave and you now have to pay your own driver. You now have to carry your bag yourself, get to functions. Those titles are not there anymore. When you were in the office, people greeted you first. But now some people won't pass you by without greeting you. Your phone rang constantly. I waited for you to be approved. Drivers stood by. But now you are home, silence. Calls have reduced. Some of us now, I'm sure, within 30 minutes, you will receive like 10, 15 calls because of your office. But when you're out, the calls will reduce. The salary gift will reduce, the Christmas gift will reduce. Even for us, your children, they seem busier with their lives. They've moved on, they are finding their feet. That silence can be very, 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 very painful. I saw my dad go through it. I know it took a lot for him to come out of it. People respected your positions more than your person when you're working with, when you're seeing employment. But that doesn't mean you've lost your value. It simply means it's time for your real identity to emerge. You've not retired from work, you retired from authority. So now you are free to operate from respect, not rank, from wisdom and not your title. That's the only way you can normalize the emotions. Feeling forgotten is normal. Let me let you know that. Feeling anxious is normal also. Feeling useless sometimes is normal. Because that people don't send me anymore. Nobody they call me anymore. And once upon a time, people are always, you can't even keep up with the message, you reply the messages. Doesn't mean you're failing in retirement. That doesn't mean you're failing at all. Retirement is simply a new skill. Like I said, you're inventing yourself. Nobody trained you for it, but today we're starting that skill together. One of our sessions, a retired director once told me then that I wake up at 9 a.m. because there's no office to go to. And that's when he first retired. By the time he did it for like 6 months, he just felt like he was tired all the time. His health started failing him. Why does this happen? It's because structure sustains health. Let's say with ourselves. Structure, you wake up at that time, you're up, you're doing and all that, Your body's been used to a particular way of moving for 30, 35 years, all of a sudden, everything just slows down. Your body, your emotions, your mind, they all depend on time. And when that routine disappears, trust me, confusion and depression can enter silently. Silently. That's why this next session we're going to is very, very important. We're going to talk about the building structure and family integration. Like someone said, she said, I think exactly, that's a man. I sleep and wake up without pressure. I enjoy being free. That's a good one. He's lucky to grow into that. Another person said, you can see now, someone said, I sleep and wake up without pressure, I enjoy being free. Another person said, I have health issues for a year after retirement. But thankfully, I have the opportunity, but I have the opportunity of moving around to my children. So you see that there are two phases. One person started having health issues after retirement, for a year after retirement. And it can be largely to the movements, no structure, no waking up on time. All right. Is it louder now? Let me increase my voice, the volume of my voice. I think I'm shouting here, but I will try and. Mrs. Ruland, can you hear me clearly from your end? Is it louder now? Can someone just respond, please?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Like someone said, retirement is a season of freedom, but one of the financially solid and in good health. Great. So since you can hear me now, so when nobody tells you what to do, at times you can feel lost. Freedom without structure eventually produces anxiety. So when we're out of the government structure, we can actually build a structure for ourselves also. The first 3 months after retirement, trust me, often it's a celebration. Although for someone like me that left the system, that left paid employment early enough, it wasn't celebration after retirement. Immediately we retired, started pounding, the streets. But for people that waited till they were 60 or after 35 years, the first 3 months, you travel, you rest, endless sleep, you're not showing to anyone, you enjoy the retirement, you soak in the retirement. But from 6 months, boredom begins to set in. By 12th month, if you're not careful, you start struggling emotionally. So the key to it right now, what I try to do is your freedom, your structure, self-directed living. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me give you an example. What we're saying is, now that you're retired, it's good to still have a routine system, but this time on your own terms. When do I want to wake up? Do I want to wake up 7? When I wake up 7 o'clock, do I need to take the morning walk or stretching? Or do I want to pray first? Or meditate? So it's good for us to put structure around it. Not just doing it the way my body feels like doing it today. Keep doing it that way, you get tired eventually. So what we're saying is, have a structure around this one, you're the one writing it, you're the one building it yourself, not the government this time around. So you can say, I'm waking up by 6:30 or 7, praying for 30 minutes or 1 hour. Then I take my morning walk at 8, or I stretch. What this does, it keeps your mood alive, your mood positive, your body active, Then you can say, okay, maybe by 8, I'm going to read, I'm going to learn online. This keeps your brain young and stimulated. Then if you have a business, Okay, I might start my business by 9 or by 8, then start with productive task afterwards. But it's good you put a structure around it. Don't let anybody just come and creep into your time anyhow. So that if you're doing business, am I consulting, am I writing, am I mentoring? Have a time for that. That produces purpose and your income. Don't anybody feel because you are retired now, they can bump into your space anyhow, begin to tell you what not. For the next 2-3 years, I just gisting away. You should have time for that. Maybe in the evening. That you maintain human connection and then at least you prevent isolation and then you know. But have time for social time, for calls. You just put time to put structure around it. In retirement, your structure replaces salary. In retirement, please be clear about this. In retirement, your structure replaces salary. You no longer get paid at month end. Now you are rewarded through progress, peace, and purpose. Even in some homes, that's what happens. So can we mute our mic space? Even in our home, most of us, when we get up in the morning or when we're working, we're out of the house. By the time you now come back, by the time you are retired, you are now always at home with them. So it's for those even at home, they have to reintegrate you back into that system. They're not used to you being at home all the time. So it's like they're even like stressing. You can be stressing them psychologically. This man is still around. That is around now and all that. And free to do whatever they need to do. And most times also, once you come back, especially for the men, come back after you're retired, you're back into the house, and automatically you still want to boss everybody around. Something I'm not used to. So before you get it right, there will be some kind of reactions. Normally when you leave, they sort out themselves. But when you're back, because you're back now, we say, no, do this like this, do this like this. And they'll be like, we've been doing this thing for years. Why is that thing changing this, Because at that period, managing the house now becomes like, you feel like you're in the office. Do this way, do this that way, do this way, But that's all what it is. It is what it is. So we just have to be, that those are things they are normal. Our brain is wired for control, really. So that those are normal. But what I always tell you is, look, you are entering into an existing system in your house again. Your spouse already has a routine. You're joining the system, not taking over command. We've had sessions where when the man retired, that was when him and his wife started having issues because they started having been together often, not like the way they used to be. Because the spouse already had a routine. So you're joining the system. You don't need to take over the command. So to enjoy your new life, you must rebuild discipline without controlling others. You don't need to control them in the house. It's not your office. Look at it this way, coming back to the system, study what the system is, just flow back into it. Not to take over the command, because that's from my research and from experience, we've had issues like that. That's husband and wife. So sometimes just husband and wife that's left, they're left. The children are no more there. They need to have friction. Because the wife already has her own routine. They are coming in to disrupt her routine, or the other way around. I mean, both of you used to be out of the house. Now you're together in the house. So just need to find a way to work together. Without purpose, retirement becomes a slow journey towards pressure. But with purpose, I wake up again excited, not because of a job, but because of meaning. You retire from salary, not from usefulness. I used to have a neighbor back then I was like 15 years ago. The man retired from NMDC. And I was very close to him, and his salary then was even more than the salary I was collecting, me that was working there. That was what his pension was, his salary. His pension was even more than my own salary then. And he had free healthcare. And during the festive period also, they send him things, you know. But what does he do? In the morning, man will just come out, collect newspaper, read his newspapers. After that, watches TV till sleeps off, eats, watches TV again, sleeps off and all that. Within a year, his health declined. His energy faded away because this time around, it was not about money. Money was coming in. This was someone that sent his last born to a private university with pension from NMDC. So he had more money. You know, we've had people that retired, they're not even earning much from their pension, but join the youth mentorship program, teachers in charge, they start a small business. They keep alive, they are adding value. Their mind will stay sharp. Which is why I say it's not all about money, it's all about purpose. Purpose affects biology. When you feel needed, your body cells literally respond with vitality. So how do we find our purpose? Begin to ask yourself. And at this stage also, I want to ask if there's anybody that's ready to share with us how they found purpose after retirement. I want two people to respond and take it from there also. How are they able to find purpose after retirement? I want two people to respond to us, please.
Any volunteers, please? So you can just raise your hand or mute yourself.
Because I believe we can learn from each other. And, as I'm throwing the floor open.
Mr. Fatai Alimi, you've unmuted. Do you want to share something with us?
Not yet. Let me know. I'm just joining now. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Adekunle Nuga.
I also feel people benefit from
good morning.
Our experience retirees.
We can find our purpose in retirement by first of all look at our community in which we live or the ones around us. Of what use can I be to my community? What can I do to add value to my community now that I have more time to myself? Because when in service, you leave very early in the morning, come back in the evening, Saturday, weekend, you to relax and do some family and game. But now, I have more time, so I can be of more value. So I now look, what can I do to positively add value, more positive values to my community, either to the elders or to the teens or to the youth, things like that. That's one of the purposes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for that, sir. Any other person, please? All right, in the absence of none, can go ahead. Thank you very much for that contribution, sir. So how do you find purpose again? So I will help in asking these questions. Ask yourself these questions. What do I love doing? What am I good at? What does my community need? What can I be rewarded for? I'll go over it again. What do I love doing? What am I good at? What does my community need? What can I be rewarded for? Your sweet spot, that's your new mission. Where you find a purpose lies at the intersection of all these questions. And I'll tell you for free that you're experiencing a gold mine. Because we begin to ask, what can I do now that I don't do while tied to the desk? I think last week I came across a page of a man that was in private, I think it was into construction. By the time the children got out of the house and wanted to retire, I think his son took over the construction company. The man has always been interested in catering. So what did this man started baking? He started baking. And when I saw the cakes, I was like, wow, the man started baking. And, you know, was put on social media. The man started baking, and his passion, he turned his passion into money. So that's what he has always loved to do. So he left the construction, started baking. And from what we could see, I started getting others making money. And he's making beautiful cakes, he cooks, and he's enjoying himself. That's what retirement is supposed to be about. What you can do for free, and not even doing it and making money with it. And like our contributor said, what can I do in my community? What does my community need? How can I be of help? So for me, I would say as we're doing this, you can begin to write down ideas. So as we're doing this, write down ideas, write them down. You want to start a project, you want to serve on community boards, you want to teach what you know, you want to mentor some people, mentor businesses, might be putting structure to businesses, we want to mentor youths in the area. You know, those are the things we can begin to write down to do. Now let's talk about money. That's the most sensitive part. And that's where most of our concerns are about. Not making money again, not in a position to make money. Some of us are in the virtual position we are, not that we committed fraud, but in virtual position where we are, people give us things. Christmas, bags of rice with flour, chicken, turkey, and all that. But now they don't need the service anymore, they don't need your help anymore. All those things are gone. They've shifted to the next place, and that's it. That means your income plan must also live for 25 to 30 years. Just don't know how, you're just 60 or just 50. So you still have to plan. You still have to have an income plan for 25 to 30 years. Some of us, the children are doing very well in that aspect, so they help us, which is very fine. But you don't want to put your own burden on them also. They have their lives to live. They're starting out in life. So we need to at least give them that freedom also. Your pension will help, but cannot sustain a lifestyle designed for salary. So the retirement must not produce income. So from salary spending to budget discipline, you must now plan before you spend. From savings alone, I always tell people that the savings should be well before, your investment should be well before you retire. That's when you should put your money to work. Let your money work for you before you retire. Not when you retire, that's when you're not looking to make investments. And I always say that the retirees how will I put it now? Their targets for scammers when it comes to investment. People know that retirees need money, and they know that once you collect bulk money, you want to put it somewhere. That's why they come out with different gimmicks. And I always say the golden rule is if the urgency is high, risk is high. If someone say you must pay now to get 30% next month, please delete their number immediately. When somebody is telling you there's an investment somewhere, please let people know about it. Don't hold it to yourself that no, let me just do this thing. Let me just do this thing alone. So nobody will hear about it. So I'll make my money. Please share it in WhatsApp groups I on, share with trusted friends. It's from research. The set of people that are scammed most are retirees. Free money for people because they know you want to maintain your lifestyle and they know you have some money with you, bulk money with you. So please start to learn financial literacy. Learn before you commit money. If it's too good to be true, most times it's actually too good to be true. And like I said earlier, let's build self-reliance and not depending on the children. I've suffered for them. So they must repay me. Yes, they will repay. Yes, they will take care of us. But it should be a burden onto them. So we're going to give examples of where we can invest in, businesses you can do. And I always say, always start small. Whatever business you want to do, always use 15 to 20% of your bulk money to start. Don't pour all your money in. Don't put all your money in. Test it first before you start. Don't let anybody come and deceive you and like, if you put, the more money you put, the more money you will get. That's always what they say it. If you are saying, let me put 1 million, say, no, if you put 10 million, it's better. If you put 10 million, you get 30 million. Instead of 1 to put 1 million, you get 3 million, And most times, it's always very enticing. It sounds juicy. But please and please. I always say this, start small but steady. It's better than starting big and broken. Don't open a big business. Start a small experiment. Unless you've been in that business before you retired. Now you're just coming in, you're putting in more money to expand. Your goal is not building an empire. If you do not start before service, no, it's financial peace that you're looking for. I'll tell you for free. It's financial peace you're looking for. If you want to build an empire, then you should have started well before you retired. So you're vast in that field. So by the time you're retiring, yes, now I have 100% concentration on my business and can now scale up. But if you have not done that, I'm begging us, start small. Small and steady beats big and broken. Please, I beg of you. Since we have a whole lot of experience, decades of expertise with us, we can match some. Let me just give you examples of what we can think of doing, Career history. For a retired teacher, you can do private tutoring, educational coach. They can even do online tutoring. Even I came across this online tutoring for learning languages. People are now paying online to learn Yoruba, to learn indigenous languages. 1 hour, and you will charge, and you get paid in dollars for that matter. If you're a teacher and you're retired, you can still teach online. Is it maths? Is it whatever you were teaching? You can still continue it from the comfort of your home. If you're a health worker, now Nigeria has got to that stage, we start having home care services, wellness facilitators. If you're an accountant or auditor, This is your time. Bookkeeping for SMEs. The new tax regime is giving countless opportunities for us. Because SMEs will have to do their books. Whether or not they're going to the cover for tax payment, do their books. If you're an administrator, you can start doing consultancy for schools, for startups. A procurement officer, you can do cooperative supply chain consultancy. You know, if you're in HR, capacity development training, become a consultant. Start small, test the idea, observe results, expand gradually. A friend of mine was telling me his father retired from CBN. Was a child of training then in CBN, training and all that. So when he retired, got his money, and the first thing he did was, okay, since I retired from training department, if I go to all these banks that just come and meet us there, they will give me people to train. It didn't just go to meet them to say, okay, one, I have this training that I want to do. The people need it. What he did was to go and rent a building, thinking, was it Melupeju, entered a build a duplex, paid for 3 years, did the whole place up, got trainers, put them on monthly payment. Then he went out. He had the training program for the year. He now went out, dropping those programs in banks. He said, my friend said, the first training they had, just 3-4 people came, paid. One bank sent one person, and that sent one person, and that was it. By the time they ran for 3 months, I think he paid salary for 3 months. By the time they ran for 6 months, they couldn't keep up with salaries. Trainers started going one by one. Meanwhile, we had already rented that place for 3 years. Which is why I said, start small, don't go all out, test it. Like I always say, he thought he still had value. He didn't know those people were responding to him then because he was in the system. So he was not out of the system. He didn't need him anymore. So just a few ones that like pitied him, that sent people for training for his training programs. So I always say for retirees, well, for starting a business, let's focus on business that meet daily needs. Something that people will always spend money on. And no people spend money on necessities, even in recession. So your experience is what you're using as currency. You then have to circulate it. In retirement, there's no promotion ladder. The only purpose. You learn, apply, and teach. You learn, you apply it, you earn money, and you teach people. Impact. So that's why I say, learn, go small and steady. Don't just jump into it big way. Because we see some of us at the back of our mind, you know, and the CEO of so person, and I'm the CEO of so company. So I don't really still come. Still buy your title, you are still at that job. You are still coming, okay, you are not more in Alausa. I'm now in a big office. It's not about that. It's more of purpose now. Less than our income. Drop the title. Then I'll move on to digital adaptation. Yes, this might be some of our challenges. The world has moved, whether we like it or not. More business are now done online. Whatever kind of business, mostly, are now done online. So like I always tell people, your phone is not only for sending greetings or evangelizing, sending happy new month. And the Lord is your savior and this. I'm not saying you should not evangelize, but look, Your phone is your new office. The world has moved. You have to learn how to use these tools. Attend online classes. There are online classes we can attend. There are new ways of doing things. Go to Coursera. Go to Demi. There are some free courses. Learn how to do all these things. Learn them. Learn how to use receipt payments through bank apps, use bank apps. Some of us, even on WhatsApp, we're still, there's so many things you can do with your WhatsApp. You can do your advert on it. This is what I'm doing now. You can post it on it. It's not every time we'll be forwarding messages. It's not every time we'll be forwarding some people will send stuff to you and you're opening it, you're using 24 MB, 50 MB to open it. And it's not going to add value to you. All the data we're used to doing all that, we can use to learn new things. We can use to learn new ways of doing things. Yes, you're an auditor. There are tools now that you use, online tools that we use now. Learn about that. Learn about the new things that are there. Upgrade. That's what I was looking for. Download ebooks, read. Use YouTube to learn agriculture, crafts, marketing. YouTube is, for me, I always say it, nobody should say that education is expensive again. Go to YouTube. Whatever you want to learn is there. Please, I'm begging us, before even this weekend, let's learn one simple new digital skill. Let's learn it. New digital skill, please, let's learn it. Let's upgrade ourselves. Some of us, even to link onto Zoom is wahala. We're like, why are they stressing me? You know? But I actually thought maybe we'll have like 500 participants or so. That's what I was expecting anyway. I could only see 87. So I'm like, out of all the retirees, we have just 86 or 87 people. The world has moved and it's going to continue changing. So we need to change with it. Then I'm going to round up with our health. Just before that, okay, okay, let me take the health first. Our health is the new wealth. The greatest asset right now is your body. When health fails, independence disappears. So always encourage us. We're no more active as we used to. Let's walk at least 30 minutes daily, at least. Check your blood sugar, your blood sugar, your blood pressure, and your eyesight health. For medications, let's take our medication regularly. And let's drink water a lot. Drink water, please. Drink water a lot. And sleep and rest properly. If you keep worrying and you don't sleep and you're not going to solve anything, you're going to add more risk to yourself. And I'm sure the Lagos State has the health scheme, at least affording plan for, I'm sure they have affording plan for retirees, so we can get to check all this things all the time. Let's not wait. Our body is failing. You don't need to start feeling funny before you can do your, once, twice a year, you can do full body checkup. Instead of waiting till that blood pressure is so high before we do anything about it. Why can't we prevent it? At this stage, we should do more preventing and take more of natural foods and processed food. Let's take care of our health properly. And the last one I will say is social renewal. When office colleagues fade away, loneliness can creep in, whether we like it or not. Like I said, you are no more the director, you are no more the PS, you are no more the supervisor you used to. People will not come to meet you again. Let's start doing something or doing your business. Isolation speeds up aging. In isolation, you age fast. When we are connected, we are still active, then it slows it down. Join retiree associations, join faith-based groups, be in church, be in the mosque, You can organize breakfast meeting with old friends. You could be say, okay, maybe once or twice a month, let's meet regularly. It's for dinner, it's for breakfast, just hang out. It doesn't because we're retired, we won't hang out with our friends anymore. Mentor younger people, volunteer to do things. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Isolation kills faster than illness. Please, let's structure. I'll go back to the structure again. Let's structure our retirement. You don't need to structure. Have a time you wake up, what you do after you wake up. Or you can put different timings, depends. Some people are morning people, some are night people and all that. Some people wake up late, some wake up early. You just put structure to it. Don't allow to just barge into your space. Put structure to everything. And like the financial expert, there are so many things we can do, but the key thing is start small and steady, please. Let's not just put all our money in it. Let's avoid all these schemes. Come and pay money, get 20% at the end of the month. Nigeria right now, nobody gives that kind of 20% of the money. How much is person making of the money? If it's urgent, the risk is probably high. If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And tell people, when opportunities come, tell people about it. Share it, let people know. And this is what I heard though, this person, because what happens is they keep coming to you, telling you, yeah, do it now. If you don't do it on time, the opportunity will fly, it will pass you by. To do this, that urgency is always there. Please be careful. Be careful. And then embrace digital space, please. Embrace digital space. Don't say you're too old. Embrace digital space. I'm not too old to learn new things online. Please, let's do it, please. It's a whole lot. What's up with just social media? The internet, the YouTube is a place where you can learn things, different things. It's a school on its own. If it's for agric, how to plant, it's there. What purpose of this help is there. If it's consultancy, key it in. I want to assist SMEs in doing this. You will see lots of video that you listen to that will help you. So I'd like to say is that retirement is not a disease, not an illness. It's for you to discover yourself. I always say, Ikeja is well past, I think she's past 70 now. Akim, that man too. And the kind of work they do is brain tasking. So whoever tells us at 60, retirement, that we should shut down, it's a lie. The law says we can't start new ventures when we're 60. So you begin to tell yourself that the fact that I'm retired doesn't mean I'm shutting down, because it's more psychological. Once you keep telling yourself, I'm retired, and keep panicking, your brain begins to shut down. You start feeling old. And that begins to affect even our thinking, the way we see things. For those that see the system, the time to start is now. Let's begin to get ready. For those that are outside the system, it's not too late. You can start all over again. Thank you. If there are questions, please, maybe I can take some questions now.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Babalola. Wow. This is an awakening, and I'm still in service, and it's got me thinking about, what we have to do before we retire. But thank you once again. Yeah. Time has
sorry.
gone a bit, 11:43,
Hello?
and
Hello?
I'm sure we all understood everything it is that he talked about. But the summary of the whole thing. Oh, okay. Yes, please go ahead.
All right. I want to say this before I leave the space. If you permit me, say that to just tell our retirees this, that at what we do at On-Silver Bridge, just trying to get retirees together, both from private and public sectors. What we're doing is we're getting retirees together and to give them the opportunity to get, what we're doing is we're bringing retirees into a new life that, look, what we're doing on that platform is getting verified. We do trainings, regular trainings also, free. Just trying to add to like what Lagos State is doing right now. So then we are putting retirees together, making them get discounts from some partner vendors. So if they go to some supermarkets, drop their card, since they are members of that group, they get a percentage, like 5%, maybe 10% for supermarkets, for pharmacy stores, from essentials, people that are selling essentials basically. And we still try to do that, even if they're going to take Uber or all these cabs, where they can, we're still pushing for discounts for them also. And then we're getting them to have that. They're actually different. We found out that fragmented groups of retirees that are doing very well for themselves. So we're trying to bring all those groups together. So when people are there, when people are on that platform, they can have access to all those other groups. Some groups are doing very fine, but they are in different, fragmented all around the whole place, everywhere in Nigeria. So what we're just trying to do as On-Silver Bridge is we're using it as a platform where retirees come together and say, look, we can still live a peaceful life. You can still maintain your lives to an extent. We have some hotels also that give discounts to our members and all that. So basically, that's what we're just preaching. Verify vendors, we get people to come and talk on what you do with your insurance, different businesses, and all that. Let me just keep it at that. I won't take our time anymore. Thank you, Mrs. Roland. Ms. Roland, you can go ahead, please.
Mrs. Roland, are you there? Oh, I think Mrs. Roland has been logged out. I think she has internet issue. So thank you very much, Mr. Babalola, for this very impactful session. I want to believe that we've learned so much. I think the bottom line is we need to remain very relevant after retirement. Having worked in the public service, we have competencies. It is now our responsibility to ensure that we redeploy those competencies so that we can live purposeful lives in retirement. You know, by the time we are doing nothing in retirement, we just sit back at home, probably watching television, watching Nollywood, and what have you. You are not active either mentally or physically. I think the body system at that point will begin to shut down. And that is when we'll start visiting the hospitals. And God forbid, it can lead to anything. So I want to encourage us. We have this, we are live on YouTube. So you can always go back to that YouTube channel, sit down. I think this is worth listening to all over again. Sorry about that. I got logged out also, is the internet. But on the final note, this is what I am saying. Let's go back to that YouTube channel. Let's listen all over again. But most importantly, let's look at what skills do we have, just like the facilitator said. What are those skills that we have that we can redeploy? What is that need that our communities have? I'm sorry, my network is just from me. What are those needs in our communities? What are the things we can do that we can get paid for? You know, let's think along this line. Let's think along this line and then ensure that we are doing something. We are still making an impact in retirement. Once again, I want to say thank you very much to our facilitators. I'm sure we have questions that we may want to ask our facilitator at this time. The floor is opened. Let's begin to ask questions. You can type, you can simplify, and then we'll give you that opportunity to ask your question, please. So the facilitator is still available to answer our questions. Let's bring it up. You have a question, you have a comment. The facilitator is available to answer our questions. You can bring it up.
Good morning. Good morning, ma. Our director. Good morning, ma.
Okay, Mrs. Osu.
Yes, ma.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, our facilitator, Mr. Babalola. We enjoyed the training. God bless you, sir. I just want to ask that platform. How can we join and how can we get the link for the training? Then the timetable of the training, sir.
All right, Ma. I think I'll drop that with Mrs. Roland, that they can share with anybody, people that are interested. We're on Facebook or on Instagram, but basically it's Facebook, so it's not anybody's collecting, right? Just looking at getting retirees together to do meaningful things. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes.
So you did. Thank you
Just
very
to
much.
get the link and to join the WhatsApp group and then to get in touch with the training, to know the timetable when we'll be having the training and all that, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Welcome.
Okay. In the event of questions, can we have someone to please appreciate our facilitator?
Can I do that?
Yes, you can do that. But before you go ahead,
Okay. On behalf of all the retirees and all those that attended the...
Mrs. Osu.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Somebody is saying, can the facilitator recommend a consultant for retirement plan?
Retirement plan, how? Can we break it down, please?
Yes, I'm wondering. Maybe somebody who can sit with retirees and then assist them to plan on what they can do. I'm sure that's what that person is trying to say.
Of course, that's what we're doing. That's what that group is for. So I can see so I can see people that we've already verified, so I don't get into someone that will scam you. That's what that group does. We have people that are volunteering that will sit down with you and take all through all those things.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And then somebody said, is it advisable to use our retirement, I'm sure pension, maybe our retirement to build? I'm sure that person is referring to pension. That is it advisable to use your pension to build?
To build. It's enough to build for commercial purpose. Then fine. It's enough to build for commercial, not that you start and you get stuck. Then you have an option but to sell it at the end of the day. If you have enough to build, and you know that, okay, this will finish building this thing to the end, to know that I'll be struggling to finish it. If you have enough to build and finish, I still have something left, you can go ahead, but build for commercial purpose. Because once you're retired, I don't see why the retired person is going to build a duplex. For what? The children are already out of the house. Really, most times when the children come, when they come, they will stay in the house. They go and stay in hotels or apartments. So there's no need to just waste time to build. The ones we've built, some of them don't want to stay in the place again.
Can I make a comment there? I think it's very dicey to build at this time because prices of building materials and so many things actually keeps going up. You know, one may start with the mind that, oh, I have enough to build. Before you know it, what you have is barely enough because it has eroded your purchasing power. So it's very, very dicey. And just like the facilitator mentioned, you don't want to start something you cannot finish. Anybody that probably requires maybe residential building at this time, if you can afford to buy, I think it's better that way. If you have sufficient money, just buy and then forget about it. So thank you very much. I think Mrs. Osu can go on with the appreciation now.
Okay. Thank you. On behalf of all the participants, the retirees, we are saying a very big thank you to our facilitator, Mr. Babalola. We are saying God bless you, more grace and more anointing in the name of Jesus. So I want to thank you in French. As a French teacher, merci beaucoup, monsieur. I'll thank you in Chinese, cheer, cheer. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. And
I
God
hope
bless
you're
all of us.
making money. I hope you're making money with the French, man.
Yes and no, but I'm still, because I taught French for 25 years in Lagos State, I'm still using my French to make business.
You can teach you for the comfort of your home and you earn dollars now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can introduce him to platforms, sir. Introduce her rather to platforms.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So thank you very much once again, Mr. Babalola, for this impactful session. I want to appreciate all the participants on this call. I advise that you go back, I said, to the YouTube channel, watch this session again, ensure that you internalize all the points made and ensure them into practice. Thank you once again for joining. In the next weeks, we are going to be having another session and we'll be talking about our health. Like the facilitator rightly observed, we are very few on this call. Make it a point of duty to invite a retirees to join this call. And we'll assure you that we'll have impactful sessions all the time. Once again, I want to say thank you and bring this to, like we usually do. Now open for us to interact and say hello to some that we have not seen in a while. Let us put on our cameras. Let's see our faces. I am seeing Mr. Arumire Bello.
Bless you, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Nice
morning. God bless you.
on this web. Let's feel free to greet one another, please.
Good morning, Ma. Thank you very much for this program. Ma, bless you, Ma. Thank you very much.
Bonjour, ça va?
Mrs. Osuelo.
Yes, sir. Ẹ káàárọ̀, sir. Ọ̀gá mi, sir.
Tá a bá tiẹ̀ gbọ́ púpọ̀.
Good morning, ma. Ọwọ́ mi kẹ́mi náà ṣe kẹ́sìkẹ́sẹ́ o.
Engineer.
Mrs. Osuelo mi kẹ́mi náà ṣe kẹ́sìkẹ́sẹ́.
Kò sí problem. Màmá kọ yín lẹ́bí Friday, sir. Bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ bonjour, mo ń sọ fún yín, sir.
Okay.
Mọ́mí nǹkan.
Adúpẹ́.
Good to see you.
Christina. Mrs. D, Agúnṣẹ́ o.
Yes, sir.
Ọlọ́run á san yín lẹ́san rẹ̀ o.
Àmín o. Ẹ̀yin náà gúnlẹ̀ láyọ̀ lórúkọ Jésù o.
Pàṣíwèé rántí kàn yín o.
Amen.
Seriously.
Thank you so much, ma.
Ẹ ṣé o, Mama Dúró Dọlá. God bless you.
Oh, thank you for the program. Thank you for the program. God bless you, all of us.
Thank you. Good morning.